So today we are looking at the newest addition to the Leeman 357 channel, the Ruger SP101 2.25 inch 5-shot 357 Magnum. That's right, the little tank as some people like to call it. First designed in 1989, this all stainless steel revolver has had a solid reputation over the years as being one tough customer. And after firing some 357s through it, I think I'm going to rename this baby my little pocket howitzer. Little package with a big punch. So why did I buy this thing? Well, it's September and I'm going to turn 62 years old this month. I made a pact with myself when I turned 60 that I would trade in a gun and buy a new gun every time I celebrated another year on this mudball. Except this year I'm not trading a gun in. That's because after seeing all the riots on my TV and watching the presidential polls and reading what a certain left-leaning candidate has in store for a Second Amendment, I don't think I'll be getting rid of anything in my collection anytime soon. Okay, enough on politics and back to the revolver. So interestingly enough, this gun didn't start out looking exactly the way it does right now. When I bought it, it looked like this. It was late in August, and my wife and I were at a Gander Outdoors RV Center, which also has a gun shop. I was looking for some ammo when my wife happened to see this rose gold version of the SP101. She asked me if I liked it, and I said, yeah, it looks sharp, and I always wanted an SP101. Then I asked the clerk if I could take a closer look at it and hold it in my hand. Well, I immediately fell in love with it, and the way it fit my hand and how well balanced it felt. Then my wife said to me, you want to get it for your birthday? And I was like, sure, and that's all she wrote. I bought it. Now I have to pause here a moment and reflect. I'm a really lucky guy to have a wife like that. She's not really into guns like I am, but she does see how important this is in my life, so she doesn't give me any grief about it, and she supports my interest. She also realized how owning firearms gives us a means to protect us. Okay, so what happened to the rose gold cylinder? Well, I took the gun to the range, everything was going well, and then after firing about 60 rounds of standard pressure .38 and a few rounds of 357 Magnum, the revolver bound up and I couldn't get the cylinder to turn. And it was kind of dark in the booth and I couldn't really see what was going on. So I decided to head home and I put it under the lights. And here's what happened. Somehow the rose gold finish on the front of the cylinder managed to shave off and gum up the cylinder where it meets the crane. The gold coloring was completely gone on the front of the cylinder. I was able to clean it and get it turning again, but the finish was ruined. So, the very next day, I got on the phone with Ruger customer service. I was pleasantly surprised to get through to a person right away. I explained my situation, and they set me up to send the gun back to them for repairs at no cost to me. Amazingly, they had the revolver repaired, tested, and back to me within 8 days. Also, I had requested, and they agreed to, replace the cylinder with the traditional stainless steel cylinder. Overall, it was an awesome customer service experience with Ruger. I think Ruger is now my go-to brand. And in case you're wondering, I took the gun to the range this past weekend and put 100 rounds of .38 and 100 rounds of 357 Magnum through it without any issues. I was really surprised how manageable the 357 rounds felt. Recoil wasn't that bad at all for the size of the gun. I think the rubber grip has a lot to do with that. Now I have a more potent option to add to my concealed carry choices. Well, at this point, I'm extremely pleased with Ruger customer service and this revolver. It seems solid as a rock, and I have a good feeling it will be reliable from this point on. Well, that's going to be it for today, folks. Adios, amigos. Happy trails. That's all, folks.